kid, my wife, we all went to Harvard College, Harvard University, to go check out the whole place. And when we got there, we arrived at Boston. It was a nice location. I liked the city. And we finally made to the campus, and the buildings are kind of big, kind of old school buildings and whatnot, you know what I mean? But we liked it. A few restaurants scattered all around. And I noticed that the buildings aren't as high as the buildings in Chicago, but, you know, it was dope. So we took a stroll, and we ended up seeing the city for what it was. We quickly arrived to the university. It's not that far from the train, you know what I mean? And most of the things that you get there, you can actually buy right on the streets. Their little stores are right close to the university. So we went on a nice little tour, pretty much, seeing the sights of the buildings and the university, and getting to know what is to Harvard College, Harvard University. My son is like 16 years old, so he is an athlete, played football, they won state champ, and now he's a lacrosse player. So he wanted to check out Harvard. So we went there, and they had a red line just like we have in Chicago with the train. You know, I know there's a lot of homeless people hung out around there, but, you know, so be it. So crazy you see a university sitting right there with that kind of credibility, and homeless people like sitting directly under it. That was something that was kind of unique to me. So as we had our nice little young lady showing us around, it was pretty cool. You know, huge gates. I mean, tall, very tall gates. The buildings were built very, very early on in the early 1600s, and which made me feel like, wow, you know what I mean? Like, damn, the 1600s, that is amazing. And a lot of the buildings are still standing to this day, you know what I mean? So the campus is really large, and it's hella spacious out there, you know what I mean? So she took us on the tour, showing us significance of each building and what made them get their names, and how the buildings became famous and world renowned. Some of the buildings look like literal castles, like you would see up in Rome or something like that. I was like, damn. I mean, they built this in the 1600s. That's crazy, you know. So it was really dope seeing all this stuff. You know what I mean? She gave us a nice little informational about what was the little different people who graduated from there, and some of the stuff that they actually contributed to the world, or contributed to science, or contributed to business. Some really big names came out of Harvard. Obviously, we got Barack Obama, the first black president, and many, many more, you know. So eventually our tour wrapped up, and we got on to the store to see if we were going to purchase a few items. You know, they had a lot of stuff there, little hats and whatnot, and we was able to tip the young lady for showing us around. And it definitely was a nice little event. Me, myself, I had to go find some film books. So, you know, I'm a filmmaker, so that's one thing I picked up. This documentary book was called Cinema in Me, The Cinema of Me, and it was pretty dope. I didn't pick this book up, but I was going to get it. You know, I just was checking out what kind of books they have at Harvard in the filmmaking world. You know what I mean? So, but while making this documentary, I kind of personalized it, because that's what I was learning from that book I showed you, which is The Cinema of Me, the subjectivity of the cinema of me. This rock we're approaching here is a rock that was sent here from Senator, man, I can't think of that senator's name. He's a black dude. And this plaque is a representation of the first blacks who actually helped build Harvard. So they gave them a plaque right here, and like reminiscent of the hard work that they did to build Harvard. It says something along the lines of, this is for the people who actually built the wealth that built Harvard. So I really respected that. I was like, wow, they shouting out the slaves who built Harvard. Can you imagine that? You know what I mean? So it's like the law school or whatever. So they set that up. I'm grateful for my experience up here at Harvard. I think it's a dope school. I learned a lot just checking into it, just checking out the sites, and obviously seeing this black information right here just even made it more of a dope school. If you're into that, check out Harvard College, Harvard University, and this your boy Yusef Hood, and there you go.